Good afternoon. It's Friday afternoon, and I'm here, Chris Filiatro, with another Bitmaster Bitcoin weekly wrap-up. Today I'm here with my special guest, Peter Piasecki, and Peter's going to tell us more about Bitcoin. He's an expert and has written a thesis. I'll introduce him in a second. First, of course, the news for Bitcoins. The price for Bitcoins today is running about, once again, from $126 to $131, depending on what exchange you're on. So it hasn't changed much for the week. Interestingly, the Bitcoin current valuation is about $1.5 billion. Of course, more Bitcoins in circulation. And at about $126, you average it out to $1.5 billion. So we're getting up there. A couple of things in the news. The Swiss National Council is investigating Bitcoins to find out what's going on there. That's good. I wonder if the regulators are going to say anything. They probably will, but we'll keep you posted on that one. The other one is the Winklevoss twins. Yes, the two twins that are famous for the Facebook, for saying that they invented the Facebook theme, or whatever you want to call it, are starting an ETF for Bitcoins, and they're making quite a few inroads, if you will, and creating a little bit of controversy in the United States with that. Now let's get to our special guest here. Peter has written a thesis on Bitcoins. His paper can be viewed at, later on we'll post it on so that you can see his paper. It took you about 1 year to write, didn't it?
Yes, it took me my last year of study to write this whole thesis down, yes.
Okay, and so why don't you tell us about that? I'm going to just ask a couple of questions and be the devil's advocate here. Why did you decide to write about Bitcoins? What was that?
Well, the Bitcoin was quite an interesting topic at the moment. I started writing the thesis after the first Bitcoin bubble, so there was buzz going around, and I wanted to find out more about the whole concept. So what better way to do that than devote my whole year of study to writing a thesis about it, analyzing its security, getting down to the nitty-gritty details of everything to see whether it really holds up to the hype that it was surrounding it at the time or not.
Right, I see. So you were checking out to make sure that what was being said about Bitcoins was actually true.
Of course.
Because your thesis is design and security analysis of the Bitcoin infrastructure.
Yes.
That's right, so there you go. And you said it took you a year. Oh, I said it took you about a year?
Well, yeah, I had the whole time frame of a year to work on it, so I used up all the time to get as much information as possible.
Right.
Some parts of the thesis I was writing a month or two before the deadline. Like, at the end of my work on this, there was a new news about, for example, FBI investigated the Bitcoin. Mm-hmm. So I also incorporated that because it was quite interesting news at the time.
Right, cool. So other than writing thesis, what's your regular job?
Currently I'm a programmer for a new startup exchange that's hoping to launch soon. They're aiming to launch at the New York Stock Exchange.
Wow,
so,
that's big.
Well, yeah, hopefully they'll be quite big as it's hyping up to be.
Yes, absolutely. So you're working on that. And then your business, you also sell Bitcoins.
Well, I do that for fun mostly. It's not really my main source of income. I mainly do it to show people off some interesting things and spread the Bitcoins around. Right,
and get a little bit of awareness going on there. I just bought a Bitcoin from Peter here. I'm just going to give you a little close-up. This is what they look like. And these coins, what they're made from, where are they made?
They're made in the USA by a person that goes by the name of Casasius. This one's made out of brass. That's the cheapest coin that he sells. Mm-hmm. There's also ones made from silver, plated gold, and pure gold even, I heard.
Well, this is the front of the coin I just showed you right now, and then on the back, it might be a little hard to see, but this is 0.5 of a Bitcoin, right?
Yes.
And on the back, there's the code, right?
Yes.
That shows it. So how would I use this if I wanted to use this?
Well, if you want to preserve all the value of the coin, you'd trade it as a whole coin.
Right.
But if you wanted to redeem the Bitcoin stored inside of it, you'd have to peel off the hologram that's on the back of it.
Right here.
Yes, it's a tamper-proof hologram. So if you peel it off, then it will be evident that the coins have been taken out of there.
Right.
So you wouldn't be able to resell the coin as a whole.
Mm-hmm.
Then you'd redeem the code on the back of the paper you can see there. And you could put that money into any of your wallet of choice.
Right.
Yes.
So this has the 33 long string code that everybody uses for the phone. Would it be similar to, say, something like this? I'm just going to pull up my Bitcoin wallet, that code right there?
It will be actually shorter because it uses a so-called mini private key format,
I see.
which is a shorter string of characters that you then convert up to a bigger string of characters that's used in Bitcoin.
Oh,
so it's a way to save space on that small piece of paper because you don't want to fill up the whole paper because then you might cut out 1 or 2 letters,
Right.
which would be not really that great.
Right.
Use a smaller code, but it's still over 100 bits of security, so that's enough to make sure everything's safe.
Okay,
Yes.
I see. So whoops, it just went off here, but I'll just show you there's the Bitcoin. So that's the address. So this is an actual wallet address, but what he's saying is the Bitcoin address is going to be shorter in the actual coin.
Yes.
Right, okay. So let's talk about where Bitcoins are going in the future and maybe what because you've worked in Bitcoins a lot. What do you think are going to happen to Bitcoins in the future?
Well, I think that as more people start using Bitcoin, it will be becoming the mainstream currency of the internet, which is probably the most probable way that Bitcoin is heading. After that, it probably will start becoming mainstream enough that people will be using it locally to pay for their coffee or their groceries and things like that.
Right, and we were at a restaurant the other day where we bought sausage and beer with Bitcoins, right?
Well, yeah.
So, do you know how many restaurants in Vancouver do this, or?
I think it's close around 20 possibly. There are a couple of restaurants that the Bitcoin meetup here goes more often. There are also a couple smaller ones. I know there's some spas around or yoga practices even where you pay for Bitcoins.
Right, yeah, I saw that on the internet, yoga for Bitcoins, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect. So it's going to become mainstream on the internet, and then what about the adoption rate? What do you see for the time? Like, say in Canada, it's pretty well everybody knows about Bitcoins right now, right?
Well,
not everybody, but I mean it's
more
widespread.
Probably will take just a couple major businesses to start accepting Bitcoin, and then we could see the adoption rate getting bigger because of the exposure and convenience of being able to go to, for example, any restaurant of a chain and pay with Bitcoin.
Right. So Denny's or somebody started accepting Bitcoins, or
Waves recently.
The coffee shop.
Yeah, Waves Coffee Shop.
Waves, okay.
The main location of the Waves started accepting Bitcoin recently.
Okay.
But we'll see whether the other parts of the chain will pick up as well.
Well, they probably could, right?
I
I hope the Bitcoins go well. I've been doing Bitcoins for a long time and trading in them, and I really hope they go well. If somebody wanted to get into Bitcoins, could you give them a tip, like something where they could start, or?
Well, the first place to start probably for everyone is a website called weusecoins.com, where there's a famous Bitcoin video that probably everyone has seen in the Bitcoin world that gives a really nice, concise introduction to Bitcoin in about 5 minutes. After that, I'd advise to go to blockchain.info website where you can set up a free wallet. And with that, you can start accepting Bitcoins in a matter of minutes, really.
Right, okay. And buy them from some exchange, or meet
buy
some
them for
people
exchange or
there?
do them locally.
Yeah.
Especially in Vancouver, I heard that we'll be getting an ATM soon.
That's right, yes. We said that on our last news, that in October, the Bitcoiniacs, the guys, there's a shop in Vancouver, you can go and buy coins, and they're going to be putting a Bitcoin ATM. Of course, we're going to be there. All right, well, any last thoughts?
Not at the moment, I think.
Okay, perfect. Well, thanks again. This is Bitmaster Financial, Bit News, and my special guest here, Peter. Thank you for coming in. I really appreciate it.
Nice being here.
We'll see you around. All right, bye.